Welcome. I am Crime Queen, and if you are joining us for the first time, it's the channel where we have fun with words and numbers, numerology to be precise. This is where we actualize self-love with the use of scriptural references. Of course, all life experiences are essential for helping us understand what sense we make of those scriptures. Okay, but also it's having a view that of where we want to be at that will determine, of course, how well those scriptures serve us. So for myself, I have always had this desire to grow. Spirituality is really key for me. It's my base, it's my rock. I am wired that way, and I don't think it's like that for everyone, but yes, it's if my spirituality or my spiritual life is broken or feels a little bit out of place, not in sync, then it seems like my whole world falls apart. And so it's something I am honoring right now. And of course, this is why I am always on a high doing this, because it's like my food. It is my food. It sustains me. And I'm hoping that we can, while we're on this journey, that you can find some sort of spiritual food here too. We have been exploring the magic of numbers. So we have been doing the magic number 5 was the last one we had explored. I'm thinking I need to perhaps do a little bit more about lighting here. Okay, let's see how we get on with that. Okay. So, don't know where it's best at. Okay. And so we're exploring the magic number 5, and we see that, of course, when we have key is key. And we have the key itself offers us that 257 offers us insight as to saying that we need to have balance. We need to have harmony, friendship, partnership, and it serves. It's like bringing balance. The number 5 here is also a depiction of the balance that is necessary to bring together. It is the masculine part and the feminine aspect of the S, which is in the serpent. So it is where the serpent is rigid or seeming straight, like the number 1. And then there's the other part where it is curled. So basically it's recognizing polarities and seeing how we bring them together. And because we are, of course, 7, in the sense that we are created on the 6th day, and the 7th day is the day of rest, and we have those stories, but there is much more to us in that 7. It is that without aspect as well. The word, well, not quite. It is the light and the darkness, in essence. The 5-point star, I had done this diagram of the 5-pointed star, and the light equals 2, and the darkness, of course, there's a way that we saw it, that it does equal 5. Now, I don't think it's dark. Darkness is 5. Darkness is 10, sorry. And dark, I'm not sure. I don't think it is 5, but there are many other ways that we got the 5, because we could see it as in that we have the 5 senses. That's just the depiction of it, but I wanted to give you the numerical values as well, how it came about, like Christ, meaning Christ equals 5 and Eve equals 5. And we could say, okay, we have accepted Christ, so we are in Christ's image and likeness. Okay, and we have the 5 fingers, the 5 senses, the 5 toes, and so on, and all 5 points, the 2 hands and the 2 feet, and or head, all these, which equals 9, and that would be 5 9s 45, meaning that these 4 there is that 5 and 4 aspect to ourselves, which is like the feminine and the masculine. That is correct. So that just tells it. Now that in itself explains how the feminine has the masculine in her and births out the masculine. Now just trying to get my thoughts around this as well. So back to saying that we are both for yes, let's get it here. So this is so basically here as the 5-pointed star, it's just a reference here. So we have 5 points here, which is 5 nines, but these two come together. Actually, this is foot, but when come together, so together would be feet, which is 9. This is the crucifixion. So I have done this already. So this is a okay. This is the crucifixion. Okay. And so this is 9 here. 9, 9, 9, 9. 4 nines are 36. 3 plus 6 is 9. Okay. Now I was going to say with foot, let's just see foot, that which would denote like the feminine hair in that sense, because she's the one who births out. So foot, that is 2, 6, 6, 6. The 3 sixes, and that is really saying a lot, because that's what we are meant to master, the 3 sixes on, as on the sacrifice template. So 3 sixes, 18 and 1, 19, and 2, 19 and 1, 20. So here would be 2. 3 nines are 36. So 3 nines are 27, 28, 29. So we would still have, so this would, 29 would be 11. So there we would see, when we have done, I've done this on several presentations, that 11 is also 9. We see how 9 becomes 11, and how 9 also in numerical value goes back to 6. Okay. I hope this all makes sense, but if it doesn't, just watch this point over again, and it will, because they are all interrelated. So I was doing this feminine and masculine, and just to you can watch the first part of number 5, which would be magic number 5, and first part, which would probably be DDD. Okay, I am so glad I embarked on this, because it gives me a mental reference of what I am doing as I go along, and I can say to you, well, watch DDD, or hoping that I remember the others, of course, or AAA, which we are charging here. So we counted 9 letters on masculine. We saw a lot of messages in masculine here. We also saw that the value of 27, which we had got to at whatever stage here in all these numerical values, I think, yes, 10, this would be 20, it seemed like 20, this is 10, this would be 20, 25, of course, 25 is 7, 25 is 7. Why have I got 27 here? I am not sure. So 25 is 7, but 7 is correct. Okay, let's go with this. I'll have another look at, so 25, because sometimes my brain goes ahead, but it equals 7, 25. So in 2 5s, so the 2 5s here, so in case you watch the first part, I think here is, I have probably seen it as 27 instead of 25, but now I am seeing that 2 5 makes sense. it is saying to us to get to, either way, it doesn't matter so much, because 2-5 is saying to be 5 again, to be whole, to be Mother Eve, to be this 5 here. So while I was also looking at this, I felt that I had not counted the amount of letters in the word feminine. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we have 9 in masculine. So 8 plus 9 is 17. 8 plus, 16, 17. 17 is the number of God, for God. When we do God, it's 7, 6, 4. So 10 plus 7 is 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. There we have the feminine as the 8-pointed star, which of course have been termed, I'm going to throw this so I don't have to pick it up again, as the serpent, or is it seen as Satan, or what's the planet, the 8-pointed star is seen as the one of correction. Oh my, okay, it will come, all right. So, but that is Mother Eve, So some of the teachings we have out there is really spot on. It's just that we need to get oh my, Saturn. I was looking for Saturn. So we are told that Saturn is really Satan. And if we were to look at the 8-pointed star here, I think that makes perfect sense. So Saturn equals, let's see, 5, 9, 3, 2, 1, 1. Of course, we can see as Saturn, the Sat, so it's the god of Sat, who sat, we could say that. So this is 10, and 5, 15, plus 5 is 20, and 1, 21. So that's the woman, that's the breast. This is why it is said that she rewards you, but you have to, she is there to guide you. She's not really like against you. She's protective of you, in the sense that she wants you to know truth. She wants you to know yourself. She wants you to know that you are abundant. So basically, Saturn is Satan. Now, when we do the numerical value for Satan, that makes sense. We are meant to explore. So Saturn, SATURN, equals 3. We've just done that. And Satan, SATAN, is 1, 1, 2. We see they have that in common. And 1, 5. So there we are. 5 plus 3, 8, and 2, 10. Now, when we do the numerical value for the word 10, we have 2, 5, 5. That equals 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. So there we have Saturn. Now, isn't that delicious? Isn't that really delicious? Now, I think it's fair to do the numerical value for 3 as well, which I have got here. So 3 really equals 2. So 2, of course, if we do the numerical value for the word 2, let's see, I've done it before. I think it's 3. So this is 6, 5. So that's 11, 12, 13. Of course, 13. 2 is 13. This is where the bonding happens. And that's what Satan wants you to do, wants us to do, the feminine and the masculine, so we can come together. Although we have seen that the feminine of her own is able, she is able through that 12 here to the 3 in the end, because she is 48, she is able to create by herself an 8-petal flower. But however, she is really still appreciative of the male, because the male, or masculine in this sense, let's say masculine, the masculine, which is 7, is the one who divides. Now I get it. So the masculine element, which was 25, 2 plus 5, of course, is 7. 7 is the one that severs, and shouldn't say divide, but severs. Of course, that means there's division as well. But that is the 7. And of course, going by the 7, oh wow, this is delicious. Going by my discovery of 14 gods in Genesis, we have one story, of course, that tells us about the 7th day of creation. God created everything on the 6th day, and the 7th day he rested. But there was another creation that was done as well. And of course, it's the copy of that. So there are two sets of creation in Genesis of chapter 1 and 2. Hence, we have 14. And that coincides pretty much with that. So we are seeing the masculine side here, meaning there were 2 Eves in that case, we could say, because there's the 5 here, and it's like the 2 Eves playing part or their role in there. So 7 is like, there is a message here for us. No wonder there are lines, and perhaps that's another thing. The masculine is following the lines of the feminine hair, because line, and you see we have C and U, because in masculine the centered letter is U, which is all formed hair. All these are U hair. So masculine was I get it. So masculine, so there was the feminine doing her thing, because it's like 2 main gods, we could say, and the masculine, of course, was doing another thing. But we see with the 7, where we get the message to really be like 2, meaning 2 sevens, basically. But I did that, which worked out beautifully, although I may have had 27 here. But there's also another place as key. We have the 2 sevens, which coincided with 2 7 of the message that Mother Eve is giving us here, to say be 2 sevens. It's like saying be whole. This is where Mother Eve was saying be whole. Behold, I have given you all things. This is what, this is 1 7 here, and this is the L. So this is where she says let there be. That L is not quite up like the 7 yet. So she is offering that L to come to this position. Wow. Thank you, Mother Eve. Sometimes this knowledge is just so beautiful that I have to just... So when she says let, that's the 3. She gives freely, that freedom, but it's not in motion as yet. But it is what it is. And that's where she says, let there be light. Meaning take the 7, take this L, turn it upside down to make the whole, up and down. Thank you for watching. In fact, I want to quickly, because it's about 5. This is about 5. So I'll just give you a list of delicious words, of course, that equals 5. And there are so many. It's really unbelievably so many, but I have done Kundalini, pineal gland, Buddha, Christ, all these I am saying equals free, breathe equals free, mouth, like, chamber, finger, perseverance. I have perseverance. That's interesting. Moved, motion, sweat, by the sweat of your brow, vine, end, wrong, of course, wrong, kundalini, brow, so the brow and your sweat both together, of course we can see why, We are talking about water in the sweat as well. Sacred. The word sacred, I like this, and I have it written in green. View, of course. Easter. Power. Power. Like the word high as well. High is also, and low is also 5. Low is 14. High is 32. Yield. Yes, the USA is 5 and the UK is 5. Joy is 5. Stars. Paul, the Apostle Paul. When it's Mother Eve says, let the earth bring, the word bring, to bring, is like in correlation with high. That's 32. That's number 5. To double, we can see why, where we are double. So the word double in itself is saying that we are 5. So you are 5, I am 5. The two of us coming together, we form a whole, which is 10 masculine and feminine aspects. Okay, key, as I have said. Now that is something that's enough to tell us who we are. Cell, C-E-L-L. This is 14, and this 14, I must say, coincides with the 14 gods of the Bible that I have discovered. 14 gods in Genesis of chapter 1 and 2, 5 in chapter 2, 9 in chapter 1. So stars, the word stars equal 14. 1 plus 4 is 5, sorry. Shut and open, that's the key. Mother Eve has the key. She has given us the key that we can shut and we can open. So you can shut your ears to this, or you can open your ears to recognizing Mother Eve is right here within you. And the word ended, when it says God ended the works that he had made, or the work, that is also 14. Ended, well, it's 5 anyway. Darkness, sorry, that darkness is 10, but we have godliness is 41, virtue is 42, kindness, made, income, months, wind, joy, glory, guided, moved, make. I'm not sure about make. Make is 3. Made. Vine. Christ says, I am the vine. Move. Again. Handed. Men. There's a psalm. Let the men know. Let them know they're just men. But basically, this is the wisdom of the Psalms, to let them know themselves that they are but men, as if like insignificant, but men is 5. So basically 5, if you're new to this, so basically our template here is we are required to be here. I've got my feather, I love my feather. We are required to be here 5, to be in this column here. Now, of course, we have to go through these processes, but we are beckoning, our Mother Eve is beckoning us to be in this position, so we can get to know who we are, and knowing who we are is knowing Mother Eve. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you have found this fun. Do like and subscribe and share, because this is how we do it. We share to actualize in self-full love. Be filled, be ignited, because we are planting new seeds, and spill over with love. Namaste.